So the head scratcher is, why pray? I've heard this question asked many times when people start to learn about what Calvinism teaches. What's the purpose in sharing the gospel? What's the purpose in praying if everything's been predetermined? If you don't know Calvinism, most Calvinists would teach some form of determinism. And the simple meaning behind that is God predetermined what he wants to happen. He wrote it in a decree. Therefore, it became a promise. It all happened in eternity past before anyone existed. And no human, no animal, no dust particle can do anything other than what's written in the decree. And God sovereignly controls with his ultimate power all of these things, and they always come to pass. So the head scratcher is this. And again, bear with my facetious nature in that I'm going to say, so after Jesus taught all of the disciples Calvinism, why did he tell them things like we read here in John 14, verses 13 and 14? Just a few hours before Jesus would be betrayed and put on the cross, Jesus says, I will do whatever you ask in my name, so that the Father may be glorified in the Son. If you ask me for anything in my name, I will do it. Now, according to Calvinism, there can't be any truth in that statement. Jesus was just putting on a big show for the disciples, acting tough before he left the earth. Of going, don't get mad. Don't call me a blasphemer, because I don't really think that at all. I just think Calvinism is ridiculous. Jesus is so perfect, he could not say these words if Calvinism was true. He would have to say something else, because these are lies. Let's do another one. James writes, now if you lack wisdom, any of you, you should ask God, because he's the one who gives generously. Well, wait a minute. If I'm lacking wisdom, and God's already predetermined how much I may or may not get, even if he doesn't find fault, like James 1:5 reads, how is there any reality in this to me in my prayer or my craving and desire for wisdom? There isn't. Mark 11:24, therefore I tell you, whatever you ask in prayer, believe that you've already received it, and it will be yours. I think I could make that one fit into the Calvinistic teachings. If you remain in me and my words remain in you, ask whatever you wish. Wow. If you could see my head right now, you would know all the head scratchers that are going on there. First, it's an if-then clause. There's 4 if-then clauses in the Bible, 4 kinds. And this one's giving a condition to the disciples. But if they can't meet the condition, it's already a head scratcher. Let's say they can meet the condition. If you remain in me and my words remain in you, then ask whatever you wish, and it will be done for you. Not if it's been predetermined not to be done for you. Again, I'm sure the Calvinists will have some clever retort, but again, explain it to me then. Teach me my errors. Whatever you wish, it will be done for you. Interesting. Maybe the Calvinistic answer would be just the 12 get this privilege. But if that's the case, then again, if you could see me, I'm scratching my head, then the entire Gospel of John falls apart for the Calvinist who wants to tell us that the things Jesus says are the gospel and how people come to be saved in the Gospel of John. But those things become untrue if determinism is true. Everything Jesus says is a farce. It's a half-truth. Matthew 21:22, if you believe, you will receive whatever you ask. Jeremiah 29:12, call on me, pray to me, and I will listen to you. What? No, not if it's been predetermined not to. So why would the perfect God, through the perfect prophet Jeremiah, he's not a perfect person, but he wrote the perfect words, and they were recorded and remembered. Lots of questions, lots of time scratching my head. Why prayer, if the prayers are that could be answered have been predetermined? I understand prayer to grow closer in the relationship. That's one answer the Calvinist gives that makes sense. But for Jesus himself to tell the disciples that they might actually acquire something they need in their time of preaching, teaching, in pain and anguish, but it's impossible for them to receive it because all things have been predetermined, meticulously controlled to the very will, purpose, and end that God has for them, makes no sense, and I call it a lie. I do call it a lie. End of the head scratcher.